Hello, guys. Welcome back to another video on Guys Hit the Sound Football. I'm FPL Rich, and I'm joined here by MIGS. And today we're going to be going over our game week 9 performance. And after that, we're going to be going over our transfer plans and a bit of more kind of going over in depth on which transfers we're possibly going to be doing for game week 10 and maybe game week 11 and future transfer plans as well. After that, we're going to be going over our game week 10 team selection, and we're going to end it off there. So let's get right into it. Okay, so going into my game week 9 review, I did manage to get 59 points for this week. I did go down a little bit of a red arrow, but overall, not a bad game week in terms of what happened. I did transfer Saka out for Son, and that was a bad transfer where Son was out or ruled out injured, where Saka did play and did score within that Liverpool game. So overall, a bit unfortunate. That kind of teaches you a lesson to not do early transfers. And overall, the team kind of does not look that bad, but overall, the defense is where I'm really struggling, and that's where I really am going to try and focus on for this game week. Whereas with the midfield, and Mbeumo and Salah are still outperforming pretty much the rest of my team. Whereas with Wood is also performing very well, scored 2 goals as well. A bit of a knock with Wood and McNeil, so hopefully they do play in game week 10. And same with Son. I do believe he's also going to be playing in game week 10. But that's it for me on my game week 9 review. Let's go to MIGS.
Yeah, so now going on to what I did for game week 9, another green arrow. We're still in the 2 millions, still trying to do a bit of a catch up as we didn't start the season strong, but this week we did get 61 points. And just some players to note out here: Matt Sells with five points. He did get an assist to Chris Wood, and then Rico Lewis did get a clean sheet against Southampton. The rest of my defenders didn't do very well, as Alexander Arnold and Gabriel did play against each other in a back and forth game in a 2-2 draw. And then Mbeumo did score twice, and Saka scoring as well. McNeil not doing very much, and he did get a knock. A player that I'm a little bit more concerned about whether he's going to be starting this next game week. But my forwards did pretty well for the most part. Solanke still hasn't produced ever since I brought him into my team last week. And Welbeck and Holland did end up scoring with my captaincy on Holland. But yeah, this is what I did for game week. I also I did bring in Son, but obviously Son was injured and I wasn't able to play him. But this is what I did for this game week, and now let's go on to our transfer plans.
Okay, so now moving on to kind of our transfer plans. This is more of an in-depth transfer plans. The reason we're doing this for this week is just because of the overall kind of injuries in players, and overall we kind of want to go in depth a bit on not just game week 10, but the future transfer plans that we might be doing in the future game weeks. So for me personally, the main thing that I do want to focus on is the defense. Raya is kind of causing me too much problems with him being in my team ever since I got him in game week 6 within that wild card. He only managed to get 3 total points, and that for the price, a very expensive goalkeeper, he's just not performing at the standards that I want him to. So I do have 2 free transfers. I have 0.7 in the bank, and overall, whether or not I'm going to use the 2 free transfers all depends on the fitness of either Son or Gabriel, and even maybe Wood. But so let's look into this. So I would like to, my transfer that I'm kind of speculating on, the main one is, of course, getting rid of kind of Raya and getting rid of Raya for Pickford. Pickford does have good fixtures coming up. The next 5 fixtures for Everton are pretty decent, and overall Everton are a very defensive side. They play very defensively, even against strong teams. Against Fulham, they played very defensively. I know it ended in a 1-1, but Everton are a very strong defensive side, and against the next game against Southampton, I could definitely see Pickford picking up a clean sheet. So, and for the price, I definitely think Pickford is a better option over a Raya that's not performing as well for right now. Moving on to that's one transfer. So doing that transfer, that leaves me with 1.5 in the bank. So I have a lot more to spend. So given if Son is ruled out for the fixture against Aston Villa, I definitely will be getting rid of him. So if he is ruled out, and this is only if he's ruled out, I will be getting rid of him for Palmer. Palmer right now is kind of scoring a lot of goals. He's contributing a lot within that Chelsea squad. His next fixtures are not too good, but looking at against Manchester United, they just lost their main manager, Ten Hag. So I just think that Chelsea are going to perform pretty well against Manchester United. And against Arsenal, I could still see Cole Palmer scoring as well. So Cole Palmer is definitely, he's also gone up in price up until 11 million. So he's definitely a very premium option that I have to consider bringing him in, especially for Saka. Saka is back playing. He played against Liverpool. I shouldn't have gotten rid of him. If I had Saka on this team, I probably would have just kind of continued to do only one transfer and getting rid of Raya. But overall, I don't have Saka, and I'm looking forward to his next fixtures. They're not the best, but I do want to get back into Saka. Maybe in game week 13 or 16 is where I'm probably gonna be looking to bring Bukayo Saka back into my squad. So, but for right now, if Son is ruled out for the fixture against Aston Villa, I will be doing the two free transfers, which for Pickford and Palmer. Whereas with Gabriel is also has kind of a knee injury, kind of that 75% chance of playing, but there are rumors going around that he will be playing for the Newcastle fixture. So hopefully he does, because I do want to keep at least one of the Arsenal assets in defense. And I think Gabriel is probably the best option, because he's also a very good option up top where he can score a goal or two. And definitely when he does that, he's definitely going to bring in a lot of points. But yeah, as I said, if Gabriel is ruled out, though, I probably will be doing three transfers. This is only if Pickford, or I mean, Son and Gabriel are both ruled out. So if Gabriel's only ruled out, I would have to get rid of him for this game week for Gavardio. And looking at Gavardio, he's been performing very exceptionally well. I did get rid of him in the wild card, and ever since then, he's scored up, pretty much scored every single game, except for that Fulham game. So, moving on to his next fixtures, they're not the best, but Manchester City usually don't keep any clean sheets. They're mainly more of an attacking type of team. So, where Gavardio has also been a major part of that attacking aspect. And I definitely see Gavardio probably going into my team moving forward, maybe in game week 12 or maybe in game week 12 or 11 against Brighton. But for right now, I'm definitely going to be sticking with uh, Gabriel if he's ruled it, if he's healthy. Moving forward to game week 11, I think I'm definitely going to probably be getting rid of Chris Wood for game week 11. I'm definitely going to keep him for this game week against West Ham. But for 11 and forward, he does have very bad fixtures. And even though Chris Wood has been performing very well, I just don't see him against Newcastle and Arsenal doing as well as he's done before. So I do see getting rid of rid of Wood for Cunha in game week 11, mainly for the fact that Wolves do have very good fixtures, and Cunha is a very exceptional player. I do believe Cunha is a better player than Chris Wood. He did play in Atletico Madrid, and he was one of the strikers for Atletico Madrid before moving to Wolves. And Cunha is a very good striker overall, and he's also kind of been picking up form in the last couple of fixtures as well. So definitely a good option, even if you were to move early, I think Mateus Cunha is definitely a good option to kind of look at for a good differential option. But yeah, that's for me. That's it for me. So if I were to do these transfers, this is kind of how my team would look in game week 11. Uh, this only comes down to the injuries and the news that comes out. But overall, I'm possibly only going to be doing one transfer. So let's look at my transfers and let's see which transfer I'm possibly going to be doing for this game week. So yeah, moving to game week 10 transfer, I've talked a lot about which transfers I'm possibly going to be doing. I do have 2 free transfers, but the main transfer I spoke about was getting rid of Raya to Pickford. All the other transfers are situational, whether or not they're available for the next game week. But this is a one transfer I'm probably going to be doing, and then moving forward, I'm probably going to be definitely getting rid of Wood and Son moving forward. And given all that, this is how I'm going to be lining up for game week 10. I'm going to be lining up with a 3-4-3. Getting rid of Raya, I will have 1.5 in the bank to spare, and I will be lining up with Pickford and goal, Aina, Pickford and goal. My back three is going to be Aina, Gabriel, and Fuez. I do have Fuez over Collins, mainly for the fact that I don't think Brentford are going to do anything against Fulham. I think Brentford's defense is one of the worst currently in the Premier League. So I do have currently Fuez in there over Collins. In my midfield, I do have Son, Embuemo, Salah, and McNeil. And my front three are Holland, Wood, and Raul. In terms of my captaincy, it's currently on Holland. I know he hasn't been performing as good. And given that, I probably will be going for a bit more of a differential captaincy this week and might change it to Salah moving on later in the week. So against Brighton at home, I do see Salah scoring a couple goals. But yeah, this is how I'm going to be lining up for game week 10. Let's go and look at MIGS' team.
All right, so now going on to some of my thoughts on my team and some future moves that I'm thinking about. There was a lot of injuries this week for me as well. Gabriel with a knock, McNeil and Son, all with knocks. I think the player that I'm most worried about here, as pertaining to what I've been hearing on the news, is maybe McNeil. And I was he does have a really good fixture this game week, and I'm hoping that he'll be able to play this fixture. But I think I did state it before on the previous videos that I was thinking about getting rid of McNeil around game week 11, game week 12. I do like this game week 10. If he plays and he plays very well, I might keep him for game week 11. But otherwise, if he doesn't play, if I'm hearing that it's kind of not going to be playing, this is a player that I'm definitely going to be transferring out. And the player that I'm thinking about bringing in is someone from Fulham, either Iwobi, who has been playing all 90 minutes and is at a 5.5 million, and he did score pretty big. I think he's pretty tight in terms of another player from Fulham, Smith Rowe, another player that I might even think about getting as well. It's either between these two players. And just because they do have, Fulham has, I believe, some really good fixtures. They've been playing very well. And like I said, Iwobi, he's a player that's been playing all 90 minutes. Last game, he did get a goal. So he's a player that can get goals, can get assists. And he is going to be playing at home against Brentford this game. So I do think this is a good fixture for either of these players. But Iwobi probably a little bit more over Smith Rowe. And I would be keeping him for about, I would say maybe probably till game week 12, maybe even game week 14, depending on the performance. Because another player that I've also been thinking about switching out is Jorginho Ruder from Brighton, and I would be doing this transfer. Probably like in game week, if we bring him up here, probably in like game week 13 when he has better fixtures. as this is another player right now. I'm obviously not going to be bringing him in, as he doesn't have good fixtures. But around maybe game week 13, up to like game week 18, definitely he has some really good fixtures. But this player, I would be bringing in from like, because he's another 5.5 player. I would be doing that swap from like either the Iwobi to a Jorginho. But that's around game week 13. And then some of the other players here that are also on Knox, Son. He didn't play against Manchester City in during the week, but this is a player that I'm hearing that he is going to be hopefully in form against this Aston Villa team. So I'm not really worried about him playing or not. I just brought him in last game week. If he doesn't play this game week, I'm willing to hold him for another game week. I'm pretty sure he'll be playing very soon, game week 10, game week 11, and then I'll be holding him for depending on his performance, obviously. But because I know Cole Palmer is a really a player that's been also in form, and if I want to bring in like a Cole Palmer, I'm gonna have to get rid of like a Son or a Saka to bring him in. So definitely, I'm gonna be keeping in Son in the meantime. Definitely for at least this game week, I'm hoping that he'll play against Aston Villa. Definitely a tough fixture, but they are gonna be playing at home. And then also Gabriel, a player that is on a knock. He did go off early against Liverpool. I believe it was something with his knee, but I am gonna be keeping an eye on the news for him. Arsenal will be playing the first game in game week 10, so hopefully I know Arteta is a little bit tougher on the news. He's a little more. He doesn't give, I guess you could say, clear enough information. For example, when they did with Saka, stating that he wasn't going to play. But this player, Gabriel, I believe that he at most going to be gone, hopefully for at least one game week. But I'm thinking that he'll be good for game week 10, game week 11. He'll be ready. If not, if he doesn't play this game week, I'm not gonna be transferring him out. If he doesn't play and it's like stated that he's gonna be out for maybe like longer term, I might be getting rid of him for like a Guardiola, like a same price range type player. But definitely not really my concern in terms of that. I kind of do want to keep Gabriel because I do have, I guess, I do my defense. I do have Rico Lewis, Alexander Arnold, and Gabriel, and also I have a Van Berg from Brentford. So I could say you could say, and then I do have Greaves, who's out as well. But it's a decent defense. But I do want to free up some money. So I think the player, I do still have Alexander Arnold. I'm gonna be getting rid of Alexander Arnold around game week 12, when he. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna be holding him on for at least game week 12, where he goes up against Southampton. I believe there's a good chance for him to get a clean sheet in that game. And then a move that I'm thinking of really doing is bringing in like a Konate to replace like Alexander Arnold afterward, because I still do want to keep a Liverpool player going forward after game week 12. I still want to keep like a Liverpool player, just because I know Liverpool is like a very strong defensive team. So I think just keeping on to like a Liverpool player is going to be very beneficial. And then I know Gabriel hasn't been keeping those clean sheets as of late, but I do see Arsenal getting better in terms of that. So that's why I chose to keep Gabriel and sell Alexander Arnold, and then just free up some money by getting rid of Arnold. But yeah, these are some of my transfer plans. I also maybe in like game week 13, Solanke. I'm gonna be giving him until I'm gonna be giving him at least until game week 11 against Ipswich, where he does have a very good fixture. I'm gonna be keeping him till then. But if he's just not performing, a player that I could maybe free up some more money is as FPL Rich was mentioning, bringing in Acuna from Wolverhampton will give me some more money after game week. I believe it was 11. He still has some very good fixtures with Fulham, Bournemouth, Everton, and West Ham going forward. So definitely some good fixtures in there, and I do think this is a good striker. So yeah, that would be my strikers with Holland, Cunha, and Danny Welbeck. But yeah, these are some of my thoughts, and yeah, let's go on to my transfer plan. Okay, so yeah, now going on to my transfer plan for game week 10. I honestly don't really want to do a transfer this game week unless, like I said, the only reason I would see myself doing a transfer is if McNeil is scheduled not to play this game week, as he does have a really, really good game week. And I do want to at least have him for at least one more game week before maybe transferring him out next week. But yeah, so I don't really want to do a transfer. Everton is going to be playing on Saturday, so I'm hoping that there'll be some news about that, so I could determine if I'm going to be doing a transfer or not. Otherwise, if he is going to be out, more than likely it's either going to be like a Smith Rowe or Iwobi from Fulham. Now going on to my starting lineup. So for my team selection, I do have a 3-4-3, 0.1 million in the bank. I do have Sells in goal, a back line of 3 with Arnold, Gabriel, and Lewis, and then a midfield 4 of Mbeumo, McNeil, Son, and Saka. And then I do have 3 strikers with Welbeck, Solanke, and Holland. And my captaincy is going to be on Holland, going up against Bournemouth this week. But just some things to point out here. I know it is going to be a tougher fixture for like Tottenham against Aston Villa, but hoping that at least Son will be back. And I mean, I know Solanke, he hasn't been producing, but I still have a little bit of faith. He is going to be playing at home. I know maybe Danny Welbeck is the one that's has it a little bit tougher against a strong defensive Liverpool team, and they are going to be playing away, but I do have him in there. And then McNeil does have a really good fixture against Southampton, hoping that he'll be playing this game week. But yeah, this is my team selection. Let me know what y'all think. And this is all we have for game week 10. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see y'all next week for game week 11. Thank you.